Are you the one who's struggling to find his passion online, or are you the one who's trying out everything and is trying to figure out what works for you, what guarantees you success? Are you the one who's completely confused about what route should you take in order to guarantee you a success, in order to find success in the world of making money online? So guys, if you're someone who's in the same situation, then this video will help you out to figure out what you should be doing. How do you exactly figure out what works for you? So in this video I'll be discussing with you the 5 steps to figure out your passion, to figure out what works for you, what route should you follow in order to make some money online and be successful and establish yourself as a brand. So without further ado, let's get started, and do not skip the video because it's very important.
Ibrar.
Hey guys, it's your boy over screens, and as I mentioned in this video, we'll talk about the 5 steps that you need to follow in order to discover your passion, in order to discover the way that makes you money online, right? So there are a plethora of ways through which you can make money online, but how to figure out the one best way through which you can make a lot of money? Everybody, whoever has multiple streams of income, they specialize in one stream of income pays them more as compared to the other, right? So even then you have all the streams of income contributing to your overall income, gross income, but even then there's just one field that contributes the most, and in this video we'll just discuss how do we figure out. Okay, so it's a very important discussion that we'll have in today's video, so do make sure that you stay tuned to the end of the video because I don't want you to miss out anything, right? So I would be really quick, and since I don't want to waste your time and mine, so I'll be really sticking to the points. So it's basically a long process that we go through in order to find out our passion, because it definitely takes some time, and it'll take time for you to, it's nothing like once you watch this video it'll work like magic, but even then it'll just help you, it'll give you that boost, it'll give you that certain understandings that will help you figure out what works for you. So at the very first, start with an extensive research. So what's an extensive research? That's a very good question. So what is an extensive research? If you think about it, right, extensive means like going to the extremes and doing a research, carrying out a research. So what you do is you do a brainstorming session with yourself, because you yourself know yourself better than anyone else. Like if you have to rewind it and check, you can hear me back. All right, so what I say is you know yourself to the best level, right? Nobody else can know you better than you. So sit with yourself, give yourself the time. All right, sit with a pen and paper. Okay, sit with a pen and paper. Do not sit in front of a laptop or mobile phone, because there are some psychological impacts that when you sit on a pen and a paper, you basically tend to think better instead of sitting over any digital device. So just sit on a pen and paper and give yourself a question. How do I make $1,000 in a month? That's equal to $1,000. So just ask yourself, how do you make $1,000 in a month? What all ways can you follow, right? So you can basically do an internet search, or you can do whatever. Maybe you can think yourself and you write down the whatever ways you can follow to make $1,000 in a month, right? And give yourself a time frame that within 30 minutes you'll try to figure it out. In that case, you'll just force yourself to think and do the research, because research is such a term that what people use to procrastinate. So in that case, you'll also save yourself from procrastinating. Instead of procrastinating, you'll keep yourself time bound, and in that case you'll be carrying out a very effective and an efficient research, right? So in the research, just try to figure out what all ways can you implement. For example, you can go with affiliate marketing, drop shipping, e-commerce, blogging, YouTubing, any freelancing, whatever ways you find, list everything down. Okay, write down at least 10 to 20 ideas that works for you, right? So the longer you list this, the better it is, right? So after you have this list prepared, okay, this is after your extensive research that you have done, and this research has taken you just nothing more than 30 to 40 minutes, right? So you'll give yourself 30 to 40 minutes of time, do extensive research, try to find out all the possible ways that you have heard of or that you do a search and that interests you, note it down. All right, it's not like that you're noting down every possible way, you just try to note down what is what you approve in the very first time. Suppose you have read about affiliate marketing and you approve it, just write affiliate marketing. You read about maybe blogging and that doesn't interest you, so you just strike through it and you move ahead. You look what are the other alternatives, right? So in that case, prepare a list of n number of opportunities that you find, And after this, once you've done this, so their step number 1 is complete. Now you move on to the next step. That is, the next 3 consecutive steps will be the steps that are called qualification, right? So we'll basically to qualify all these ideas to figure out which one is the best, right? And these steps are basically the various factors that will use to evaluate your ideas that you just generated, right? So the second step is called can I do it, right? So can I do it, it means I can or I can't, I can, I can't. So this is basically you look at every possible idea. Number 1, suppose if you have listed down, it's called affiliate marketing. Number 2 is dropshipping, maybe just for an instance. So you see, you ask yourself, can I do, you have read about it, okay? Read about or about all the possible ways that we've listed out. Read about it and then just think, okay, and in a paper just write it down. I can, I can't. Okay, read about everything that is required, all the prerequisites, read about it and then write I can, I can't, right? So repeat this process for all the ways that you've discovered. Now after you've done this, move on to the third step. The third step is basically how long can I repeat it, right? So in this step you basically try to evaluate. Now since you know that you have some ideas that you can do, now you need to figure out how long can you do it, right? Because anything that you're trying to do online basically involves repetition. Even like for example, like in YouTubing, when we are recording a video, I'm recording the videos repeatedly, I'm editing it repeatedly. There are repeated actions, the course of action becomes repetitive in nature. So in that case you need to figure out if the repetitive action makes you happy, or are you okay with doing things regularly, repetitively without getting bored, right? So this is your third criteria, the second criteria, in order to figure out if that works for you. Now you'll write, okay, now once you have I can, I can't, right? Just adjust into it, right? Can I do it for a long time? Like I'll tell you, like, can you spend at least 2 to 3 hours repeating the same task? You write yes, no, yes, no. So that is your third step, right? So once you're done with this, now you know what can you do and how long can you repeat it. Will you get bored? Because most things, if you haven't realized already, we have created a lot of problems that people find while figuring out their passion, right? So what they do is they start up things. First thing, they use a lot of time in researching, they procrastinate. We have countered it. Next thing, because we have done a time bound research. And the second thing is that we figured out, can we do it or we can't. It's not just we have listed everything else, right? So we have basically done a kind of evaluation where we've eliminated the ideas that we cannot do. And then third thing is that we have also figured out that how long can we do it, because once we start a work, people usually they tend to get bored and they leave it the midway. So in that case, you'll also figure out, if you keep repeating the actions, will you get bored, or do you have the courage to continue it. Be honest with yourself throughout the process, and I guarantee you'll find out the best way for yourself, right? So once you're through with all these 3 steps, now it's time to move for the 4th step, and that is, am I okay if I don't see any result? This is a very important factor, because not everything guarantees you success. So there could be chances, even then you have done a careful scrutinization of all the ideas, but even then there could be chances that you might fail. But it is very important to have the courage to accept your failures and to move forward, move ahead. And therefore what I'm saying is that the third thing, the third factor for you is that, are you okay being seeing no results? Am I okay if I don't see any result? Like, you might pick up a word thinking that you can do it, also you can do it without getting bored, and you have to repeat things over time, because I'm telling you, success is a very subjective thing that I repeat every time. For somebody it might work, they might see results in just a day, a month, and for you it might take quite a long time. But definitely success is guaranteed for the one who keeps doing things consistently. So be consistent, and therefore you have to be okay of not seeing results. Even in the case of entrepreneurship and whatever we do, wherever it involves risk taking, we need to be very much certain that we have to take this risk, where even if I don't see results, I won't stop. I would keep repeating the process, because I know over time it will definitely yield me some returns. Even then right now it's not working out, but definitely in the long term it will. Therefore you need to keep putting out your efforts consistently, and that is what is meant by your 4th step, which is am I okay not seeing results? Definitely you have to take this into consideration, because this is a very important factor. And finally, once you're done with all of this, now it's time to give it a shot, right? So you have basically a big list prepared, and in the list you have mentioned what things can you can't do, and the next factor would talk about, you know, how long can you do, and the next factor would basically talk about, are you okay if you don't see any results? Because definitely, you know, you are gonna win if you keep if you keep doing things consistently. Even if you don't see results, that doesn't mean it won't guarantee you success. There's success in every field, but it just depends upon your efforts and how long do you keep repeating things, right? So now you know what things are there, you know, that you can definitely put yourself into and can expect a good return out of it. So I hope that this video has helped you to realize how do you, you know, what steps you need to undertake in order to figure out your passion. In case you're somebody who's so much confused regarding what should you do, you know, how do you figure out what way should you follow in order to make some money online, this video is really helpful. Do make sure to share this video with anybody who you know might be in this situation. Who knows, this helps. And you know, definitely it's a form of a charity to help someone, you know, who's in need. Definitely, even if by sharing content, definitely go ahead, share this video. And if this video has helped you some way and you like this video, then definitely do make sure to put the thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel, because I have a ton of value, you know, all planned up. I'll be dropping them very soon, so you know, stay tuned guys. And in case if you want to know how do you make real money online, you can check out this video and do subscribe to my channel. Till then, I'll see you in some other video. It's your boy Ibrar signing off. Bye bye.